What's up, guys? Hope y'all are doing well on this Thursday morning. I am, recording this on Thursday the 27th, and I am going to be reviewing the 25th trades, so Tuesdays of this week's trades. Had a good day that day, so I'm going to be reviewing that day. Had a really bad day yesterday and overtraded, and it was my first red day in a while, so that's good that we finally realized a red day. We were getting a lot of pressure to keep the green streak alive. Red days are part of trading, and I had a pretty nice red day yesterday, so going to be just talking about that as well, and learned a lot of good lessons throughout this week. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into these trades. Okay, so the first trade I saw, SPY and Triple Q both pushed up, and SPY was having trouble getting above this 455 level and staying above it, and then Q pulled back and retouched this 378 level, and I liked it, and I saw it, but I missed the entry, and I was pretty frustrated about that. So when Q popped back up and pulled back to it, I thought to myself that this could be another entry for me, but really the setup does not look as good as it did right here. When we pushed up and didn't have any follow through on this and pulled back really aggressively, the setup looks less appealing, less attractive. So I think this is an okay entry, but the setup does not look as good. Okay, and I got stopped out there for a nice loss. The setup was okay. It wasn't great. I should have been more patient, should have waited a little longer, and just been okay with missing that first entry, and then just looking for other great setups. I was frustrated that I missed that first setup, and so I got in here and didn't work out that well. Also, I could have kept my loss a little smaller. When we pulled under it and then we popped up and retested that 378 level, I could have adjusted my stop to realize a smaller loss, but I kept the original stop, stuck to my original plan, and because of that I realized a bigger loser, which is okay. I stuck to plan, but in the trade I think it would have been a little wiser to adjust the stop because this setup didn't look as good. Alright, and for this next setup, I was looking to go short on Triple Q here actually. Looking to reverse my position as we pulled below this 378 level and we were having trouble getting above it. This entry is not great on Triple Q. I wanted to get in close to 378, and this is okay. It's 377.72, but it's not nearly as close as I like it. Because of that, I have to risk more. I wish I would have waited for it to get closer to 378 or just not gotten in the trade. Got out there for a nice win. Got in at not a great entry. I can't remember, but I think I may have gotten stopped out here, and then I quickly got back in when we were pulling back under it because the setup still looked good. But I think I may have gotten stopped out a little early because my entry was bad. You know, work on waiting for quality setups, and then with those quality setups, waiting for quality entries as well. But eventually did get a nice move, and I ended up green on this trade. Okay, this is a anticipation breakout play that I see. SPY finally pushed above and was consolidating above this 455 level, and I really liked it. I thought we were building some momentum maybe here, building some energy, and that we were about to bust through and start making new highs. So I like the setup a lot. I can keep the risk pretty tight, and I can go long here and then hope for a nice breakout play, and I think I'm hoping for about 10% on these moves. Got stopped out there for a nice little trade, about 10%, and yeah, a nice way to end Tuesday. Now let's review the account. So as you can see, we took a nice dip here. That is yesterday. This is the red day yesterday. This is minus 81 bucks. Since we've scaled up, our daily loss has gotten higher as well, but this should not have happened at all. Our daily loss is now, if we pass the $70 mark, we're out. I like trading anywhere between 1 and 4 times. If we trade more than 4 times, it's kind of over trading for me. We can't afford this loss because of how we've been preparing for it. We knew a red day was coming. We did a good job preparing for it with these green days. So these are the trades for yesterday. I had one green trade just right off the bat that was a little frustrating because it was a good trade, but I didn't scale up to full position. And so I was in my head thinking, okay, this was a good trade, but it should have been a lot better. And then I took another small loss. That wasn't a good setup, just a paper cut. Took another small loss, a little paper cut. Did a good job at keeping these losses small. Then I took another small loss. This was an okay setup, not great. Still did a good job at managing the risk, keeping it small. I should have had a winner here, but I was getting greedy and I wanted a bigger winner. And because of that, this winner turned into a loser. So that was a little frustrating too. Then I closed my laptop and I was done. And I was up like $10 for the day. So it was okay. Then I opened it. I wanted to trade some more, which is bad. I already had four trades. That's a lot of trades for me, and that typically does it. Took an okay setup. The volatility just spiked yesterday, and I wanted to get in on one of these big moves. And so I took an okay setup, but didn't manage my risk that well. And because of that, I realized a huge loss, $52 for one trade. That's a really bad loss for me. Very poor job at managing risk. Then I should have stopped after this trade, but I quickly got in shortly after that for another trade. There was no setup here. I was just hoping, gambling, and it didn't go in my favor, and I got out for a nice little loss. So I deserved this. I earned this losing day, and I learned some good stuff from it. I'm gonna go over the trading notes real quick. So Wednesday, I made mistakes Monday and Tuesday too, but Wednesday was kind of the highlight of the mistakes. I overtraded. Again, 4 trades is typically my max, but I traded 6 or 7 times, way too much. I FOMO'd into trades, didn't want to miss moves. I saw the volatility spiked in the afternoon, and all this movement was crazy. And I FOMO'd in. I really wanted to get in a piece of that pie, and because of that, I just got demolished. I should have sat on the sidelines and been okay with not trading. I already traded 4 times, and I was, green for the day, barely, but still green. But instead, I took a fat loss. Then after I took a really bad loss, I tried to make that money back and took an even bigger loss. Dug myself even deeper. That was bad. I took a poor setup at the end. There was no setup. I just took one setup that I was hoping was going to work. I was gambling. I traded. This was pretty bad too. At the end, when I made that first bad trade with the increased volatility, it was an okay setup, but I didn't manage my risk well. And that was because I was trading while playing a video game. I was playing Valorant with my brother and sister, and so I was very distracted with this, and then I was distracted with trading. I didn't manage my risk well because of that. What I did right, I have been showing more patience and waiting for good setups. Still doing better at that, and I am journaling after the trading day. I'm journaling, I'm taking notes, I'm learning from my mistakes, so that's going good. What I'm learning, still pretty much the same things. It's just the importance of patience. Patience is key in waiting for good setups, and then also patience in waiting for good entries as well. Both of these are really important. If you have a good setup, but you time it wrong, you can get stopped out early, and that's what I experienced. And then if you have a good entry, but a poor setup, then you can be wrong on the trade. So you have to have both of those elements. You have to have a good setup, and you have to wait for a good entry on that setup. And that's what I'm learning. And just patience is key when it comes to that. Also, making a plan and sticking to it before you get into the trade. What I like to do is I like to draw out on my charts take profit point, TP, and then also a stop point. And that helps me calm my nerves during the trade. It helps me calm down when getting into the trade and when being in the trade. Because I already know my plan, I already know my risk, and I already know what reward I'm hoping to get. So that just helps me emotionally in the trade, and it helps me take the trade as well. Common thoughts for the day. Making a good routine is hard. I've been struggling with making a good routine, with waking up early, with working out, with running, with lifting, with editing these YouTube videos. It's tough waking up early, doing things that aren't very fun, to saying no to things that I do want to do, but it's good. And hard is rewarding. Difficult things are very rewarding. Going to still be chugging along at that, trying to wake up at around 5, trying to get a good run in, trying to meditate, trying to get a good devotion in, start the day right. Been struggling with that, but when I do make this routine, when I finally do make it a habit, it's going to become so much easier and it's going to be so rewarding. Subscriber count's 251. We have broken the 250 threshold. Now we're at 251. So welcome to all the newcomers. We're happy to have you, and thank you for the support. Thank you for your comments and the liking on the videos. If you do have any comments or questions, please let me know. And thank you all for watching this video. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.